Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Oh my goodness, you guys, I am making a mixed media video. Can you believe it? I'm sorry, you guys. I have just been busy with Christmas, decorating my house, Christmas shopping, Christmas DIYs. I always get busy like this around this time of year with all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let me just bring this down a little bit if I can, so you guys can still see everything. Okay, and you know what? Let me shut my window. I think it's too much light. Sometimes it's just, I got so many lights going on and I have the window open. I think it was too much. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Okay. Oh, and that's better too. We're in frame and everything. Okay. So, what I wanted to show you guys, what I want to show you is I like to make, as you guys all know, I like to make my own collage papers for my collages and also for my mixed media backgrounds. I've seen some people playing with watercolors and then doing mark making in the watercolor on, I think, Facebook, and I thought I need to try my hand at this. And I was thinking these are after you do these, make copies, and then you can use these in your collages or your mixed media background. So it's making your own papers. But look how fabulous this turned out. I'll turn it this way. Isn't this fabulous? So this is just playing around with with a bunch of my watercolors. I have so much watercolor. I need to do a lot more of this just because I have so much watercolor I need to play with. Isn't this fabulous? So I did the watercolor, let everything blend together. Kind of went like this. We're going to do it together. And then I did a bunch of mark making on it. Fabulous. You can do mark making or you can do stamps too. Or a mixture of both. Today we'll probably do a mixture of both. Look how gorgeous this turned out. Isn't this beautiful? Oh, you guys know these are my favorite colors. So we're going to do this one today using some of these type of colors. And then we'll do mark making in this one. That's why I left it plain and it's already dry. Because the one we're going to work on today, it'll be wet, so I won't be able to work on it. But we'll work on this one. Okay? This is another one I did. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love it. And then this one did not turn out. I wanted to do a full page instead of just doing like that, like puddled look. But I don't like how this one turned out. But we might go back to this one today and we need to add some more stuff to it. I was thinking of different shades of purple might look good with that. Anyway, so let's use about the same type of colors that we used here. Okay? All right. And oh, and let you know I am using watercolor paper. And I'm using watercolor paper. So then that way it, you know, gets in there, it absorbs nicely. Okay. So we're going to do a wet on wet technique, which means just wetting your paper. And I like the puddle, like the oval type of shape the best than doing the whole page. I think it just looks kind of, I don't know, it just looks cool in my opinion. So plenty of water down so we can do wet on wet technique. So as soon as it'll start undulating, which means it'll spread out and start blending into each other a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to do the browns. And what I'm using, let me show you guys something. This right here is Jane Davenport. You make your own watercolor. You can go check this out. It's Jane Davenport. You can go to her website. And you can make your own watercolor. And my husband got me this for Christmas a couple years ago when it first came out. It's kind of expensive. It's $100, but you get, like, if I'm not wrong, 75 to 100 pigment powders and the Arabic gum, and she teaches you, and you can make your own pigments, and you get the trays and everything. It's very cool. So I'm going to use those watercolors. Look at this. Isn't this a cool tray? I picked up, and I gotta find the rest of mine. I picked up about 5 or 6 of these at Daiso a few years ago when I was in California. We have Daisos here now. If I ever find them again, I'm gonna pick up a ton, and I'll do them for giveaways too, and gifts. But you can make your own watercolors, see? Because I have a bunch of tubes. So I'm using, this is a really nice brand, Grumbacher. You guys, they had these for like $1.25 on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I bought a ton of them. Nobody was buying them, But I knew Grumbacher. I'm like, that's a good brand. I'm also using on this palette Daniel Smith's. Daniel Smith's, oh, these are gorgeous colors. They undulate out so beautifully. I absolutely love. I wonder if I have this color. You know what? Let's just put this on here to make sure I have this color, because this color would be gorgeous. This is a, what did I say? Italian burnt sienna. Beautiful. So that's all. Oh, and I also pulled out my other Jane Davenport watercolors. Okay. These colors here would be, all these would be gorgeous in this. So we're doing like the browns. And this one. Like, I love that color and that dark brown there. So we pulled out a bunch of watercolor. Let's get started. I'm going to put this, let's see. Let's see if I can put this like right here. Yeah, we'll put that there. Okay, and let's re-wet the page. Just so we have the page going good. Okay, so let's start with, let me wet everything in here. Let me get my Jane Davenport's wet. I'm going to start with the ones that I created. Let me throw some water in all of those. Okay. And I just start by just plopping some down here and there. And I might have wet the page too much. Just one second. Let me just get some of this water off here. There we go. I think I got the page too wet. So I like to just put it in a few different colors, a few different areas. And I have two, I learned this from somebody. I always have two things of water going. One where I rinse my brush in dirty water and then rinse it in my clear water. So my clear water stays pretty clear. And my other water is the one that's dirty. So after you rinse it off in your dirty water, put it in the clear water, and it just keeps your colors a lot more clean. Oh, I like this. And this is how I do it, and I just keep going until I have the page full and until I like it. Okay, that almost looks like the same color. I have this really, let me show you. I have this really pretty gold color that Patti Tolly Parrish. Hey, Patti. Oh, Patty's the other one that did this. I think I saw it on her channel. She has these really, well, for one, she made this and sent this watercolor. It's gorgeous, this gold. So we're going to use some of that right now. But she has these watercolors. She's the one I think I saw who was doing this. And then she, I think she did mark making in her watercolors, I believe. You can tell me, Patti, if I'm fibbing. But I thought it was you that I saw that. She did play with watercolors like this, and it was gorgeous. And she was just playing with watercolors the other day on one of her lives, and I was like, you know, I need to play with those. Plus, I just think they make a great collage papers. Okay, so I do some of that gold in there. All right, let's see what this is going to look like. Oh, pretty. And I love the Daniel Smiths. They really undulate out. Oh, that's what I was in the middle of saying. She was playing with this watercolor, and I can't think of the name brand, but it undulates out. So I've never seen, it undulates out as beautiful as Daniel Smith's, which this right here is a Daniel Smith. And maybe even better. And the colors were, well, probably just as good. Daniel Smith's watercolors are fabulous. But I looked it up because I was like, oh, I want those watercolors. Patti, girl, you didn't say how much those watercolors were. You know I'm cheap. Patty'd be like, I know, Angela. She knows I'm cheap. All I talk about is what I got on clearance. I went to go look them up to see like maybe if I wanted to pick them up. I was like, oh no, I'm too cheap for that. So I didn't get those. But I want them. I still want them. They are gorgeous. They were more expensive than Daniel Smith watercolors, and Daniel Smith is expensive. Well, maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't be. I think you bought, it was a whole palette. So I think you buy it by the palette. So if I was to buy a palette of, instead of just individual tubes of Daniel Smith watercolors, I'd probably spend like the same. It'd probably be the same. But those watercolors, woo, they are phenomenal. So if I want to not be cheap one day and pick those up, I might do that. We'll see. If I don't want to be cheap. Some of you are like, that's impossible. Y'all know that I am cheap as chips. That's what I always say. You know I'm cheap as chips? Okay, so what I want to do now, oh, you know, I want to throw in a little bit more. I've kind of lost my gold here, so let me get some more and put some more gold in here if I can. Oh my God, if Patti, if you watch this video, oh girl, I want to buy some of this gold watercolor from you. I'm almost done with it. I've been using the heck out of it. It's gorgeous. I've never had a gold like this, like the one you sent me. So Patti, if you watch this, girl, let me know. I know you had a website. Let me know if the gold is on your website, and if you still have a website. I'm not sure if you said you still do, if you closed your shop. Girl, let a sister know. You had a shop, right? Yeah, because you used to sell your stamps and stuff. Okay. So, I'm going to now go like this and let things start really, really blending together. And let me go the other way. So, I'm sorry if I'm off camera, you guys, but I'm just letting things move. Because that's when you really start getting some really, really fabulous looking stuff. When you kind of like make it move into each other. Okay. And let's go this way with it. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I'll come up real close so you can see. Let me just make sure I shouldn't turn. Why did I bring this in here? Oh my goodness. Is that too much light? Need to go like that. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, so yummy. And you guys, it's so beautiful now. Wait till it dries. It even turns out more beautiful when it dries. I absolutely love it. So, you know, gather your watercolors. I have other watercolor packets I didn't even show you guys. That I need to bust those out and just play with watercolors and just make a bunch of these papers up And like I said, make copies of these and have them in your stash so that you can use these and rip them up and put them in your collages or your mixed media backgrounds, or make cards with them, or use them in your junk journals. So there's just so much stuff you can do when you make your own papers. And then your work is even more original because nobody else has this. You have it. So, all right, so let me put this on the ground to dry. I love that. All right, so let's take one that's already dried. Let me pause you guys so I can move all my watercolors out of the way, and I can get all my other stuff, my mark making tools and my stamps out. It's out, but I need to rearrange, so I'll be back in just a second. Okay, you guys, I'm back. So we have this one here, and it's all dry. Let your watercolor dry overnight, because if, you know, wet paper will eat your markers up. You should be able to go over it with paint pens, but sometimes it can mess up your paint pens too. I would just let this dry overnight. So this is bone dry. This is dried for the last couple of days. I did this a couple of days ago. It's very similar to the other one that I did. Okay, so I'm going to do a mixture of stamping and mark making. So the first thing I want to start out with my stamping is I'm going to use my favorite script stamp. Shocker. And let's okay, so this is just going to be, I used a timber brown, so it's going to just be in the background. Really, really, oh, I love that. Love it. Beautiful. And I'm not, I just inked it once and then just let that flow in and out. So there's some that are darker than others. Let me bring it up to the camera if you guys can't see. Look how beautiful that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? You know, a script stamp in a background is always beautiful, in my opinion. Okay, also, you know what I love? You guys know I love me a watch face. So let's do the watch face. I'm going to use this same dark brown. And the dark brown, I think, is looking better than using black, because it kind of just, it goes with all the colors we're using. And we will do one here, and we'll do one here. Okay. Then I have this right here. Again, Patti Tolly Parrish. Hey girl, look at this script stamp. She was selling these in her shop, and she sent them to me. I absolutely love them. I believe this might be her own. I'm pretty sure this is her own intuitive script. I believe. It looks very Asian too. Patti, let me know if you watch this video. You probably told me before, but girl, you know I can't remember nothing. Okay. Again, and I like to go right over stamps I've already done. Like right over the watch face. I think that looks so good. So layering my stamps. I think that looks really good. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. Let's see what else. We all know that I love a cross. So we're going to use this cross stamp. And we will use that right here. Well, those of you who've been watching me, you guys are like, you know, I always put crosses in my work. I just think crosses are beautiful. I think they're just gorgeous. Okay, so we got, you know what a better balance would be? Now, we'll do those two there. That looks good. I love this stamp. This is a spool stamp. Okay. Like a stamp that you would have on the, like a spool of thread. That's what this is. I think it was a Tim Holtz stamp from a long time ago. I love it. I'm going to do one right over the cross and right over the cross here. All right, we don't want to do too much stamping because I'm going to also do some mark making by hand, okay? But I wanted to do both. I wanted to do some stamping and some mark making by hand. So, ooh. Talk about crosses. You know, I told you I'm going to put that one right there. I'm going to put this one right in the middle. You guys should see all the stamps I pulled. I have so many stamps out. It's ridiculous right now. Perfect. Love that. Also, this is the one I got this year, and I absolutely love it. Only for 62 cents at Hobby Lobby clearance. Look at that. That's a ginkgo leaf. Isn't that fabulous? I remember I saw the ginkgo leaf. I even have a necklace in sterling silver that Robert Lee Morris. I have quite a few things of his jewelry, and he has this. I need to look for this. In silver, and it has a nice bell on it. You could put it on any necklace. It's absolutely beautiful. Sterling silver, and it looks just like this. Isn't that beautiful? And when I seen that ginkgo, I didn't buy it at first, and then I saw someone else haul it, and I went, why didn't I get that ginkgo leaf? I went back and they had it, so I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I love the ginkgo leaf. I don't, you know, sometimes your brain, when you're doing clearances like that, you just have a brain fart. Oh, this is fabulous. I love this ginkgo leaf. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so let's do, okay, that's enough stamping. So now let's do some, I'll bring it up close so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? So, let's do some mark making, okay? And for those who've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I do this. I have sheets, I call them cheat sheets. This is a cheat sheet of a bunch of algebraic equations. So we're going to put some algebraic equations in here. We're definitely going to put some Roman numerals. These are all my really basic mark making. And the reason I have cheat sheets for my mark making is so that I don't have to keep thinking of marks. My marks are already down and I can just, you know, use my cheat sheets. This is a bunch of Asian script. Isn't that fabulous? Love it. And then I have all of this. These are all African and Native, like in Native American signs. African and Natives, they shared a lot of the same signs. And you can just go online and Google Native and African signs, and you can, and what I decided to do, because I like to draw, so I hand drew all mine, but you can just print them out. Definitely going to use Serendipity, because you guys know that's one of my favorite ones. There was another one that I wanted to use today. Let me look and see. I might use that symbol. Isn't that cool looking? There was one that I was looking at and I went, oh, I gotta make sure I put that. Oh, this one means chief. Isn't that cool? Okay, so we have all of our mark making cheat sheets here. Let's start. So I'm just gonna use a mixture of paint pens and markers, and they're all in the browns and golds and all the neutral colors, so that everything stays, nothing pops out, you know what I'm saying? So Let me see how this gold looks. I need a piece of, okay, just a second. I need a piece of paper. All right. Sometimes I like to test out my marker and make sure it works, and also to see the type of gold I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this one right here, this metallic gold marker. And I'm going to do this one that stands for Chief in gold. Very cool. Oh, that's cool. I need to do it. I like to do something either 2 to 3 times. So we'll do that again here, down here. And I'll bring it up to the camera so you guys can make sure you see what I'm doing. So if you want to have a little cheat sheet, like I said, Google Native and African, if you like these type of symbols, African and Native symbols, and then print them out, and you have a little collage of them. See, another one's right there. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, I like that too. I'm going to do that, especially in this dark brown area right here. Well, let me get a different metallic out. Let's get out, I'm really enjoying these, using the metallics. There's this metallic here. I think you get this one at Dollar Tree. Yeah. I'm going to do this symbol right here. I'm going to do that right here. Ooh, I love it in this beautiful coppery color. Very cool. See? Let's take this color and also do some crosses. Okay. What other one do I want to use? I have a dark brown here. And I'm not sure what that stands for, but let's put that symbol in. There we go. Very cool. And let me just look at some more symbols here that I want. Oh, I want to do this one, which means serendipity. Isn't that a fabulous symbol? I love that. And let's do that in, let's do this one in this gold color. Oh, that's not really showing up there. Let me try it with that coppery color. Where's it at? This might show up here. Yeah, sure does. Beautiful. Do I want to put that anywhere else? I'm going to do another one of those right here. And do it right over your stamping, over other symbols. It looks really good, in my opinion, to layer everything on top of each other. So if you have some stamping, you can do some symbols right on top over the stamping. and it just is like, it's layering. It adds layers, which I think this looks fabulous, in my opinion. Okay. Let's do an Asian symbol. We'll do an easy one. We'll do that one right there. And it means strength. Let's do it in this gold pen. Isn't that fabulous? Nope, that doesn't show up. All right. Let me try it with this dark brown. See if this shows up. It may not show up either. It might be just be too dark. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Nope, this is good. Nice. I love that. And let's do another Asian symbol. We'll do another one right down here. And the next Asian symbol I'm going to do is this one right there. And we'll do it down here. Nice. And then very cool. So we did those Asian symbols. Okay. Sometimes I do my own intuitive language too, which I don't know if I'm going to add that in or not today. Okay, some of my quick and easy symbols: plus signs, X's, hashtags, little birds, arrows, hashtag, or little slashes, shooting stars, regular stars. So I'm going to add some of that stuff in here right now. Let's do some shooting stars. Let me see. Okay. Just adding a few shooting stars here and there. Let's add some crosses. And then I'm going to show you all this here in just a second. This is what this is looking like. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous. We're getting pretty filled up now, so I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I want to add. I think I'm liking the way this looks. I don't really feel like I need to add too much. I am going to add some Roman numerals. Let me do that. And some messy writing. Sometimes not Roman numerals, some algebraic equations and messy writing. I love adding messy writing, so I'm going to add some messy writing. And messy writing it just looks like it's just some cursive that you really don't know what the heck the person's even saying, but it looks cool. Okay, at least I think it looks cool. And where am I going to add? I think I'm going to add it right here over the cross. Okay. No, it's not showing up. Let me try using a black Yeah, let me use a black right here for this. Perfect. So it just adds a really cool element, this messy cursive writing. You can't read what they're saying. You don't even have to make sense. You can just write words. I'm writing love, peace, happiness. Christmas is the most wonderful. And don't, like I said, you do it so that people can't even understand what you're saying, but they just see that script in there. And just adding script in things, I just think looks fabulous, in my opinion. All right, let's, with this black pen, I'm going to add in some Roman numerals. Use my cheat sheet here. I'm going to do some right up here. 17 over 2 minus 10m squared over 17b to the second. And let's add some more in here. B to the second minus 7b divided by 10 equals 1. And then everything goes over something. B minus 2. And this was 1 equals 1 over 3b. Let's say to the second. Sometimes I even add things to it. Like it'll be, I'll be copying a real algebraic equation, and to make it look even more interesting, I'll put b to the third or c to the second. I mean, it's not really a real algebraic equation at that point, but we're doing it for the art of it, right? And then let's do another one over here. 6 over 10 divided by 5. See, this is just 10 divided by 5. Let's make it look more interesting. 10 divided by 6 divided by 5b to the second. See, b to the second wasn't there, but it looks cool. Plus 4n to the second over 9, but let's do 9b to the third. There was no b to the third, but I added it. Reminds me of my algebra days. Okay, let's do one more algebraic equation. 2 over, what does that say, 4v minus 24. We'll say minus 24b to the second. I added that b to the second, divided by y minus 1. And it's just y minus 1, but let's put y to the second. This looks more interesting. And 4v, let's do 4v to the third, even though it's only 4v, minus 24, and we'll do minus 24x to the third. Okay. I think that looks good. So let me show you what we have, and I think we're done. This just looks really, really cool. Doesn't that look fabulous? We all start with just blending watercolors all together with colors that, you know, go together well. So you guys, get your watercolors out and some watercolor paper, and start making your own watercolor and your own collage papers. And like I said, for these collage papers, you can use them in collages, mixed media backgrounds. You can use it in junk journaling, art journaling, card making. You're just making your own paper. And when you do that, everything you're doing is going to look more original because you're not using the same paper pads as everybody else is using. You're using your own paper that you make. So I will be making, oh, and the most important thing is make copies of these so that you can use these papers over and over. So you're making your own little stash of collage papers or papers to use in your artwork or your crafting. Okay, so I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these. I will probably make copies of them, and I will probably put them in my Etsy shop. If you're interested in downloading any of these, I think that'll be fabulous. Let me show you something else. This is going to be the next video that I do. we're going to do, just a minute, let me grab this. We're going to do coffee bubble paper. Look how fabulous this is. Isn't this cool? Now, I did a video on this before, but how we're going to change it up is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add mark making to it. How cool would that be to add mark making to this? So I'll teach you how to make the bubble paper. Okay. Now, if you want to make this, get yourself, this one here, you have to use mixed media paper. I tried using watercolor paper, and the watercolor paper absorbed it too much. The mixed media paper did it just perfect. So this is the next thing we're going to do. So in the next day or two, maybe tomorrow even, I'm going to make another video, and I'll show you how to do the watercolor, how to do the bubble coffee paper, and then we're going to do mark making on these. Okay, that's going to be fabulous. Mark making and stamping, and again, this is making your own collage papers. Okay. All right, so look forward to that, and that is it for today. If you haven't subscribed to, oh, another thing, I have a group called Our Magical Little Place. Come over, join Our Magical Little Place. If you do this, come share with us so we can see, you know, what you're doing. Even if you decide not to do this, if you, I don't care what you do, if you knit, crochet, if you do mixed media, if you do junk journaling, art journaling, whatever you do, if you have an Etsy site, if you have a YouTube channel and you have YouTube videos, you can share links, you can share your Etsy shop or whatever shop you have. So I just want to promote everybody, no matter what you're doing, and have everybody come together to be inspired and to see what's out there. Okay. All right. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Join the group, Our Magical Little Place, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.